Well, hello there. My name is Cheryl Liew-Chng, and I would like to welcome you for this particular training on Be More, Do Less, and Live with Meaning. I want to first of all thank you for investing your valuable time with me and joining me for this special presentation. In the next 45 minutes or so, I'm going to share with you some of the best kept secret of how you can be more, do less, and live with meaning. Now, these are proven strategies that I've worked with more than 5,000 women from around the world. It's worked for me, it's worked for these women that I've worked with, and they are going to help you achieve more, find new meaning of fulfillment in your life and work, and create more freedom in your life without compromising the lifestyle that you desire for your family and yourself, which are two of the biggest issues that I see in high-performing, ambitious people like ourselves. We want to have our career and our businesses thriving, and at the same time, we are not willing to compromise that by giving up on our family and our personal life. Now, we know that we have a lot that's happening for us. So one of the key things that I'm going to be sharing with you is how you can make use of the three strategies that I'm going to share with you today so that you can begin to be more, do less, and live with meaning. I'm going to show you how you can stay engaged, happy, and always moving forward towards your purpose and legacy, and to wake up in the morning excited. Now, one of the premise for me doing this is I've worked with women around the world, and some of them will on one hand tell me, Cheryl, I go to the bed every night and I ask myself, what's this all about? I'm disillusioned, I'm disappointed, and I'm just lost in terms of what direction I'm going to take. But on the other hand, I have women who come on into the program and they want to up their level of their game, and they say, Cheryl, you can't believe it, I crushed it today, what an awesome day I had today, and they can't wait for the next morning to go and do more of what they are doing that delights them, that engage them in their lives, and that allows them to have that flexibility and freedom to be spending time with their loved ones, doing things that they love. So this is what we're going to cover today. We're going to look at how you can rid yourselves of stress. Having a little bit of stress is good because it keeps us going, but how do you manage that all that stress? How do you boost your confidence and energy and productivity? How do you create habits that automatically make each day easier and allows you to get more done? And what are the 9+1 types of people that you need in your support, and a lot more. And I encourage you to stay to the end because I will give you an opportunity to look at how you can actually accelerate, embracing all of this into your life so that you can already begin to see that transformation for yourself. So let's get started. What are three myths that are standing in your way? I like to kickstart with that because I want to help us to remove as many barriers as possible in our minds before we get into the strategy and the tactical stuff. And that was where I was, just like you and many of the other women that I've worked with. There were some assumptions and some myths that was playing in my mind that prevented me from being more and doing less and enjoying my life with what I'm doing and with my family and loved ones. So I want to kickstart with that. One, the myth of people would judge me because of the direction that I'm taking, or people would judge me because of the decision I'm going to undertake, or people would judge me because I'm not living up to their expectations. Now, I want to put that to rest because yes, you might think that people will judge you, and certainly there might be people who will make comments that are not going to be very supportive nor helpful. But how about you thinking of it this way? What does it matter? Why does it matter? Of what people would say or do, or would say things about you or make judgment about you? Because the main thing is, if you end up living a happy, vibrant, and engaged life, guess what? What's the positive impact that you are going to have on the people around you? So instead of letting people's expectation lay on you, what are the expectations that you have for yourself to live your best self and step up to it so that you can be a positive impact to those around you. What if, for the things that people might say and judge you and say, oh, she's not a good person, or oh, she's so ambitious, oh, she's such a slave driver. What if when you step up and embrace those roles that you see for yourself, you are able to help others to live a happy, more vibrant and engaged life themselves, right? So whatever it is that people might judge you about, where does that stand? How does that play in your why of what you're doing? If the why of what you're doing is big enough, then it doesn't matter how people judge you, because you know for sure when you live up to your best self, you are a positive impact to the people around you, and that you are happy and vibrant and not grouchy, and just complaining, and you'll be someone who will be able to help support others. The second is about, how it is, no, Cheryl, it is impossible for me to excel in both work and family life because there's just too many things happening. Yes, how many of us, can say that sounds like me, that's just too many things happening? Well, truth of the matter is, at different stages in our lives, there are different things for us to handle. And it is possible to work around and excel in both your work and business and family lives if we learn the skill and the frameworks and the tools as to how we can navigate these challenges at different stages in our lives. Some of us might have just graduated from school and we are first out into the workplace. How do you navigate those challenges versus what your personal pursuit might be? Some of us are married with young children. How do you navigate your work-life challenges with raising a young family and want to excel in your work at the same time? Some of us might have elderly parents or adults that we need to be caregivers to. How do we navigate that? I think all in all, once we learn the skills as to how we can be more, do less, that's part of the skills that we need to have in place to navigate these challenges and then kick this myth out of our head, because we can see ourselves thriving positively by successfully navigating these work-life challenges. Next one, I just need to work harder. I've heard this so often. I just need to work harder, and it basically says, Cheryl, my to-do list is it's always there. It's never ended. I just need to work harder. Truth of the matter is, I think we would quite agree that we are working very hard. In fact, we are spending more and more time at work than at anything else. I think, and I don't want to say we just need to work smarter, but I think what we need to do is to find work that is meaningful, that is actually adding to where we want to be, the goals that we want to be achieving, and be more outcome driven rather than task driven. So that's myth number 3. And what I'm going to share with you in the 3 secrets of being more, doing less, and living with meaning will help you kick all these 3 myths out permanently in your life and help you see that transformation once you put that into practice. And remember, stay till the end of this particular training, because I'm going to show you how you can accelerate embracing these 3 strategies so that you can get to transformation even quicker. So my question for you is, are you ready to make that difference and make that change for your own life? Right? And if you are, then you are at the right place. If you want to see that change and transformation in your life so that you can be focused, you can do that which is needed to see an outcome in terms of whether it is your career, in terms of your family life, in terms of your own personal development, then you are right to right place. If you are looking at how I can be more engaged in my life and live with meaning, then you are at the right place. And if you are looking at how you can have, thrive in your work and your business and without compromising the lifestyle that you desire, then you are at the right place. My name is Cheryl Liew-Chng. For those of you who do not know me, I work with women entrepreneurs and executives, and I help them to thrive in their work and business and to live a happy, vibrant, and engaged life, because I don't feel that it is either or. It is highly possible for us to be doing both and doing both successfully. Now, I don't want you to start thinking that I'm a superwoman, because I'm not. Not many years ago, I was, I probably is exactly where you are. I was struggling. I love the work that I do. But at the same time, I was raising a young family. You can see in the picture my three boys. And I was studying for my master's degree, and I was holding down a full-time job that required travel. And I was looking at how I can better manage in the navigation of my own life. So I dug into hours of reading, hours of research, and hours of attending training and development. Not just hours, but spending tens and thousands of dollars going for personal development, high performance training, and began to put that into my use in my own life. And there came a day when my supervisor, my boss, then asked me in my last corporate role, Cheryl, are you going to stay in healthcare for the rest of your career? And I decided there and then that no, I wanted to do more to help others live a happy, vibrant, engaged life. I want to help organizations create better workplaces, but more so I want to help individuals live a life that's most excellent. And that's when I started my own practice. And now in the last 5 years, I've worked with more than 5,000 women from around the world. You see some of the women that I work with. I've traveled around the world to learn from the best, network and mastermind and learn with the best, and be able to then impart and coach women from around the world how they too, just like you, today working in this particular training, learn the secrets of how they can have a life where they excel in whatever they do, whether it's at work or in their businesses, and still live a lifestyle that is not compromised, that they still have time for the ones that they love and do the things that they love to do. That included for me writing a book, because as I was training women from around the world in my masterminds and my coaching program and my live events, many came back and said, Cheryl, we just can't take the leave, we don't have the time. And I told them, well, all you need to do is then get started and get the book. And when we launched the book, we were thrilled because it resonated with the audience, and it became an international bestseller. And since then, I've been speaking on various stages with women around the world, and we were recognized for the work that we've done through the Inspiring Lives International Global Sisterhood Award. And it's just awesome to be able to work with so many women around the world, and it's an honor to be working with you today. These are some of the places where we have our hubs right now, and the women then meet in person, and we train and work with them continuously. But I want to start off telling you that it is highly possible that you are in a space right now where you say, Cheryl, there's just too many things happening. I don't think I can ever. Or I'm struggling, Cheryl, and there seems to be no way out. Or, Cheryl, I'm stuck in my career. I don't know how to get out of it. I want to have a more engaged life. Or, Cheryl, I just have too many balls, that's in the air. I'm juggling in the air. I just don't know how to cope with all this. Well, let's start with this. Let's start with what are the 3 secrets to be more, do less, and live with meaning. And these are the 3: productivity, people, and your pillars. First, productivity tip number 1 is prioritize your to-dos that align with your calling, with what you want to see as an outcome. Because all our to-do lists are never ending. But when you see it through the lens of which of those are truly adding or is aligned to my performance, the outcome that I want to see in my personal life, in my professional life, or in my business. And make those our priorities. Make those our priorities for the month, the week, the quarter, and the day. Then we see that whatever we do, is engaged with what our life goals are. Tip number 2 is set boundaries and say no. And this no is very difficult for some, because in some of the cultures, saying no is not polite. Saying no is not harmonious. Saying no creates tension. But I want you to be able to set boundaries and say no very nicely, and be able to explain it to the people around you. Now, if they truly care for you, and if they truly want to support you and help you be successful, they will understand and honor them. And in fact, they will turn around and support you. So set your boundaries, whether it is a workplace, to say that, within, if somebody who comes in and say, can I have a minute? Has it always been just a minute? Our experience is no. Then why don't we turn around and say, I'll be right with you. Give me 30 minutes. Let me handle this, which I need to do right now. I'll get right back to you. So set your boundaries. Set your boundaries to say no, even to your children. Say, mommy has to do this at this point in time. Once this is done, I'll come out and I'll spend time with you. Particularly for some of you who are telecommuting, I know it's challenging. People don't really understand that when you're telecommuting, you are actually working, except it is not in the office space. Set boundaries. Do you set boundaries for your own me time? Because me time is the time where you nourish yourself and you give back to yourself, so that you are refreshed, you are rejuvenated, you are growing. Set boundaries and say no to watching television, for example, or going out just window shopping. Spend that time reading, so that it feeds you. You are growing. There is a saying that says, if you are not growing, you are beginning to die. You are dying, right? So do things that feed you and grow you. And if you don't dedicate time for that, it's not going to happen, right? The other thing, I want you to set boundaries and have that for yourself, is that every 90 days you take time out and reflect and relook at how you have been living the last 90 days. What are the tweaks that needs to take place? Right? So that you are continuously prioritizing your to-dos, so that you're continuously revising what are your boundaries. Schedule every single thing. And this supports what I've said in tip number 2. How do you schedule every single thing? That, number 1, helps you to get the priorities of your to-dos done. 2, schedule everything that allows you to say no, because you know that that time slot is needed for something else that is going to be more profitable for you, whether in the tangible or the intangible manner. Schedule every single thing. Right? And if you want more productivity hacks, this is where you can download some more of my productivity hacks that will help you. Next, over to you. Out of the 3 that I've shared, prioritization, schedule everything, and set boundaries and say no, which one will you start off first? I know it's not easy to do everything, but which is the one thing, right? Get started with that one thing. Next, who are the people that you need? There are a lot of people that are in your lives. There are acquaintances, there are friends, there are colleagues and all. But who are the essentials that you have? Because we only have that amount of time to interact with one another, right? So, number 1, you need your supporter. Who is going to watch your back, who supports you in what you're pursuing? Ideally, these are your teammates, these are your family, your immediate family members. Next, who's teaching you the ropes? Everything that we do, there is a teacher that we are learning from, whether it is online or it is a person that you refer to, or even people that might have gone on. We learn from them. Where? We learn from their books. We learn from things that they have left behind for us. Who are your role models? Role models does not need to be just one person. Your role models can be a very group of people, but different things that you want to model after them. Who's your encourager? Somebody who, when you feel defeated, you feel down, somebody who's there to cheer you on, to lead, to just be there to nudge you along your journey. Who's your mentor? Who's there to help you see the big picture? Who can point you to see a blind spot that you might not have seen for yourself? Who's there to lead you and be your shepherd along the way? Who's your guide? Right? Somebody who has walked that path, maybe had the knocks already, and somebody who can guide you through the path. It's like you're blindfolded, you're gone on a brand new journey, but somebody who's gone on before can just hold your hand and guide you along. Who is your counselor? Who can offer you good counsel? This is one of the most critical roles, because the most costly lessons are basically lessons of bad counsel. But when you have good counsel, it helps you to leapfrog. So be in good counsel. Good counsel means somebody who's uplifting, somebody who can point you in a direction, somebody who basically is able to lift you up and give you that gentle push towards the direction that you want to pursue, rather than fearmonger or people who are negative, who are not able to give you the support that you need to move along. A good counsel. Who is this time round your sponsor? Somebody who will open the doors for you, somebody who knows your intent, knows your ambitions, knows your desire, knows the clarity of the legacy that you want to be leaving behind, who are able to open the doors for you, who are able to point out networks that you can be part of, who are able to be connecting people to you. And that's your sponsor. And again, these people that I've just named can be within your company, can be within your social network, can be part of your immediate family. It's just that you need to source them out. So my question is, if you were to put all these people, all these titles on the left, do you have correspondingly names on the right-hand column of people who would fit this in your life? Now, if you don't, then those are the blanks that you need to actively look for people to fill, that they are your dream team. And if I can play a part in being your dream team member, that's awesome. And I'm going to share with you in a little while how that might happen. I have one last blank, and that often people ask me, Cheryl, what's that last blank for? And for me, it's about the faith, right? So the last person is about your belief. It's the belief of who you are, the belief of who you want to be, the belief of what you want to be achieving, the clarity of what is the legacy that you want to be having behind. So deep down, it's not a person for this particular red square, but the deep belief to be helping you have that hope and have that confidence to see it through. On top of this 9 people, obviously there are people in your personal life that, family life, that is going to be critical, right? These are your high 5 people, the 5 groups of people or 5 people that you need, your immediate family. How do you enlist them to join you on your crazy journey? Right? When I became an entrepreneur, I really need to work hard to enlist them, my family member, to be part of this crazy journey, because we're used to having a dual income household, and when we start off as being an entrepreneur, it's really challenging to be working through the initial times as a startup. So immediate family would be your spouse, your partner, or your children. Right, and then family will be the extended family, your siblings, your in-laws, your parents. And then we will have your neighbors. Neighbors are so critical. I worked with women in countries where there's very little family support, for example, out in the US or in China, and they call upon their neighbors. They work with their neighbors to say, how can we support one another in our work-life challenges? So can we take care of each other's children while we go to work? Or can each of us take turns to take a day off telecommuting while we work from home, just have an oversight on the children while the rest of us goes back to the workplace? How can we work out that particular system? Right, particularly now with an aging workforce, how can we have our neighbors keep an eye on our elderly parents or elderly adults that are living with us? Friends, let me just ask you this question: do you have 5 friends that's on your mobile, and the moment you call, they would drop everything, and come over to help you? Who are these 5 people? And if you don't have them, it's time to cultivate these 5 friends who will, at the drop of the hat, come to your rescue and come to your support. And the last one is your community, a larger community of network of people that you can lean in and call upon for professional or for personal insights, advice, or help, or the occasional babysitting that needs to be done, or the occasional errand that needs to be run, or the occasional information that you might need, or people who can connect you with people that they know of. Remember the saying that says whoever we need to know is probably just 6 degrees away. That's your network and community of people. How do you enlist them? And at different life stages, who are these people in your high five community? So over to you. Are there blanks that you need to be filling up? Right? You got to start now and start cultivating them so that you can be more, do less, and live with meaning. You can be more and do less because these are the people who are able to support you, to point to you the resources, help you to put in, I suggest systems, help you to find people that might be right for you. But you got to start now. Next, how do you activate your pillars of success? What are the pillars of success? Now, this through research and through interviews with the women that we work with, these are the 5 pillars of the 24-hour woman that have worked across all cultures and women across all the different life stages. The first is that we know what matters most to us in terms of our values, right? So what would we say no to, for example? Those are values, and we know that what's the legacy, what's important to us, and what are we working towards. And these are the 5 pillars, when embraced and practiced on a daily basis, will help us have a much smoother journey. Right? These are determined through research and working through with thousands of women, and these are the keys to their success. So listen carefully. When you master these 5 pillars, amazing opportunities and doors will open for you. The first is about appreciation. Appreciation is not just about, let's have a gratitude journal. No, appreciation means how are you expressing it? Are you being explicit about it? No, don't just think in your mind, they know that I'm grateful to them, or they know that I'm thankful that they are doing that for me, or they thought about that for me. Say it. Unless you say it, don't assume that people know or understand that. The other reason is what we appreciates. So when we appreciate somebody, or when we appreciate a situation, the value goes up. The value of them in our eyes goes up, and the value of us in their lives also goes up. Second pillar is awareness. Awareness of what's happening around you, awareness to join the dots, awareness to know that the past is but the past. What is important is the future, right? So here's a little fun challenge for you. Each day for the coming week, ask yourself, what makes you feel passionate and alive? That's a great sense of awareness that perhaps we have lost because we have day in, day out, we have been running the rat race. We don't really stop and pause and be aware of what's making me feel alive and passionate. What really excites me? So for this coming week, ask yourself, what makes you feel passionate and alive? Number 3 is an acceptance. Accepting what's happened, not pointing fingers to anyone else, accepting that the good, bad, ugly, it ends here, and what we're going to do about it. I love this particular saying. One of the greatest challenges is accepting ourselves. It's about forgiving ourselves. Forget about I should have. It's my fault. Accept that it's happened. Forgive ourselves so that we can move on, so that we are not trapped by time or trapped by our own unforgiveness of ourselves. Accept that it's happened and move on. And that's why we go on to pillar number 4, which is accountability. The buck stops here. What am I going to do? What I will take responsibility for that. If your results are determined by someone else, or your lack of results is taken, is the responsibility of someone else, then hey, there's nothing you can do about it because it's a responsibility for someone else. But if you accept responsibility for that, then you have the ability to change it. You have the ability to build on your productivity. You have the ability to build on what you were scheduled, what you were not scheduled. You have the ability to build on saying no. You have the ability to build on how you will respond to the pillars. You have the ability to dig deep and have the sense of belief that you have the ability to change because of your belief. A great way to start with this partner, habit is to have a partner. So I strongly encourage you to find a growth partner, and they might be one of the roles of the 9+1 people that you are looking for, that they will grow with you. So I ask you this: what decisions will you make today that will help your dreams come true tomorrow? That's part of accountability, right? Being accountable for the action that you're going to take. Be accountable for the decisions that you are making. And then we take action. You have probably heard of this saying before. The best time to plant a tree was 20 years ago. The second best time is today. Yes, today. So same for us. If we are taking action, today is the day to take action. So now I've given you a ton of actionable strategies and tactics, simple things for you to do, and it's up to you to put them into action. I suggest you pick 3 to 5 things. I've suggested some things for you to start doing and commit to putting them into a practice. And you will see the results very quickly if you are just consistent in implementing them. Because when you do that, it's easier then to add more things to it if you just start simple, remember. And you need to start, because indecision and inaction itself is in fact in itself an action. Right? And that is not the action I want you to take. And if you consciously focus on living each of this on a day-to-day basis, you will find that bit by bit it becomes part of the routine. Bit by bit you become more intentional. Bit by bit it becomes more of how you do things. And this is what I've been working with women from around the world about. How they can thrive in their work and business and still live a happy, vibrant and fulfilled life. Now over to you. If you are one who wants to have more freedom and flexibility in your life, in doing what you love without compromising the lifestyle that you want, then start taking action right now. If you're one who say, Cheryl, I'm disillusioned, I'm a bit lost, I'm not sure what I need to do, well, begin to have this discipline and begin to put this into action. You are in the right place. Get started right now. Now, if you're saying, Cheryl, I want to have a lifestyle that that truly, I can excel in, that uses my skills and my talent, and at the same time, I want to have the flexibility to be with my loved ones and doing things that I love to do. Well, get started today. Again, you are in the right place to get started right now. Now, if you feel that, Cheryl, I feel like overwhelmed, you have given me too much, I just don't know where to get started. Well, get started today, because you have already set aside time. You have stayed on to this particular training, taking down notes furiously and looking at what you can be implementing. Every time I ask you, what's the one thing you can do? What's the 3 and 5 things that you can do? You have started writing them down. Then you're at the right place. But I want to share with you something that can help you accelerate that process to see that transformation. Because so many people have gone for training, and at the end of the training, they say, oh, it's a good event. Yes, I learned a lot. I'm inspired, but nothing changes after that. Now, that's not going to happen to you, is it? This is something that, people have been saying about our programs, that they go back to it again and again, and that it simply works. And it does, because that's the intention. We want to see transformation in your life. So we've put together all the elements that is needed in how we can help you see that transformation to a life that has that flexibility, that freedom, help you to earn an income, have that revenue stream, and yet without compromising your lifestyle of a life that's most excellent, one that's happy, vibrant, and fulfilled. We've put together elements of coaching, helping you to gain your confidence, have that clarity, and certainly building your competence in how you can thrive in life. There are two things that can change your life. Either something new comes into your life or something new that comes from within. And this is a saying from Brendon Burchard, who is one of the top high performance coach in the world. What you have just done, sitting through this particular training, is that something new has come into your life. Now it's time for something new to come out from your life. And I hope that we will be part of that journey with you to see you through that transformation. And this is a transformation of which we call the 24-hour mastery. It is a uniquely designed program of personal development and self-management. It combines the best research around high performance, neurosciences, around motivation, and it's an ongoing research that we always add new things, we always refine things as we work with the contemporary women in the groups that we have. Each of us have 24 hours in the days. The question is, why is it some women find happiness, success, and fulfillment in the days while others discover only frustration and fatigue? That's what we want to see. We want to see that transformation. We want to see you tick. If you are already successful, happy, and fulfilled, we want to help you take it to the next level so that you can positively impact the people around you. These are some of the feedback that we have. In this particular program, I've taken the risk on ourselves and giving you a 30-day money-back guarantee. So this is what the program is all about. We kick off with 5 weeks of action and learning, which starts off with your inventory, and then 5 modules of training where we build your competence. And don't worry if videos doesn't work for you. We have videos, we have MP3s, and all of them are accompanied by a tailored assignment to help you in developing that competence. All along the way, you are not left alone. I am there at the question and answer forum where I'm there to answer your questions. There are also alumni in there who will answer your questions. And there are other like-minded women who might have walked the same path as you or have similar experiences where you can support one another and be able to find answers or be able to find possible solutions that you can implement. In addition, I've also included my premier resources. Basically, if you recall, I spent lots of time and finances in my own learning and development and in putting this particular program together around personal growth, high performance, women leadership and business and all. And I've put it together in what I call the vault, all these premier resources where you can access. I've also included a special bonus around influence. How can you build your influence? Because that's important. How can you enlist the people that you need in your life to support you? So influence is one of those. I've also included a module around how can we ask for telecommuting, particularly for those of us who are still in the corporate arena and we want some more flexibility. So some other bonuses are included in the vault. More importantly, after we have finished the 5 weeks of training and Q&A and learning, we're going to implement together. And that's where you see the beauty of the transformation. So many programs we have seen. People go for a training, lovely event, we are inspired, but nothing changed after that because of the support of implementation, of taking the action, of executing is not there. So the 90-day plan will help you see that transition and that transformation for what you want to do or have in those 90 days. It's not just you working, you will work with a partner, but in addition to that, I will be hosting 6 live group coaching calls so that it's ready to keep you on track towards seeing that transformation. And in between the calls, we are interacting on the Facebook group that is only for women on this particular program so that you can ask questions. Once again, I'm in there on Facebook Live to answer any of your questions. There will be time where I say, okay, I'm going to be coming on Facebook Live. What are your questions? And then we have a time where we hop on Facebook Live and we just work through what are the questions that you might have. All these are valued at more than $16,000. But because of this particular training that we've put together and you have gone through, I'm going to offer it to you at 3 easy payment of $332 or 1 payment of $9.97, and that is your best option at $9.97. All these are valued at more than $16,000. Now, what you're going to get, these are the 5 modules. The quick wins, I want you to have some quick wins because there are certainly low-lying fruit that you can be looking at right now. And then we look at what the inner success hacks that you might have. And then we get into action. And then we come on back. What are the outer strategies and tactics of the 24-hour woman? And how can we have that sustainability, in implementing all that we have learned, the winning ways of the 24-hour woman. Every week, like I said, I'll release a new module in the private members area and email you on it. You can access it 24/7, so you don't have to worry if you are traveling or you missed the class. It's always there for you. I will also log in and answer questions, like I say, in the Q&A forum. Plus, there'll be coaching calls. And remember, you're not alone on this journey. The 90 Days Transformation Mastermind, the coaching, that we have together. We'll meet once every 2 weeks. You will continue to be supported. All you need to do is click on the Register Now button for this program that's valued at more than $16,000, but over to you in 3 easy payment of $332 or $997, which is your best option. Now, these is a feedback or a testimonial of somebody who has implemented and come on back, and she's found the program useful for her over and over again. Why? Because we have put in the elements that is needed to see the transformation. We have put in the coaching, we have put in the community that you need, we have the accountability, we have the competence development, we have things that builds your confidence, and we also help you develop the clarity with the inventory and the conversation and Q&A sessions. So all you need to do right now, if you want to be more productive, you want to really do things that matters most to you, you want to have a lifestyle where you have the freedom, the flexibility, and the ability to spend time doing things that you love with the people that you love, then get on this program right now. If you want to find how you can thrive in your work and business and still live a happy, vibrant, and fulfilled life, get on this particular program. If you want to look at how you can grow your revenue without compromising the lifestyle that you want as an entrepreneur, get on this program. If you are looking at how can I navigate my work-life challenges in the corporate arena and not lose myself, get onto this program. It's valued at more than $16,000. It's over to you at 3 easy payment of $332 or just 1 payment of $997. I look forward to seeing you at this particular program, and I can't wait to get started to see you in that transformation to a life that's most excellent. My name is Cheryl Liew-Chng. It's been a pleasure to have worked with you in this particular mini workshop on training. Be more, do less, and live with meaning. I look forward to seeing you at the 24-hour Woman Mastery Program. Join us right now. Click on the register button, and I'll see you on the other side.